Welcome back. The South African government has offered relatives of miners killed in the 2012 Makarana massacre the sum of 100 million rand in compensation. 34 of these miners who were on strike over wages were shot dead by police who claim they did so in self-defense. A group called the Socio-Economic Rights Institute represented more than 300 claimants who sued the government for loss of support and shock. The shooting, which took place at the Lomin Platinum Mine, was the most deadly police shooting incident to happen in the country since 1994 apartheid. 10 other miners were killed days following the mass shooting. The violence left 70 more injured and another 200 arrested. Welcome to our Africa Tech segment. Well, Nigeria's e-commerce sector is fast changing and on a pathway to growth. Unfortunately, almost a decade after, investors seem not to be on the winning side. Although there's room for more players in the sector as it opens up lots of opportunities, e-commerce buyers are sometimes at a disadvantaged position compared to the operators. Well, the director of Hot Media, Peter Coe, joins us now to discuss more. Good to have you on the program.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so let's start with payment on delivery, POD. It's been at the forefront of conversations, especially with, buying and selling online in Nigeria. Some see it as a problem. What do you think?
It has its disadvantages and advantages. Some of them being Nigerians mostly would like to see what we're buying before we actually pay for it. So, and we have the notion of someone's gonna scam us or run away with our money.
I'm sure that notion is global.
Yes, it's global everywhere, but it's more rampant here in Nigeria. So that's the main problem. Everyone wants to see and feel what they're buying before paying for it. So that's...
Sometimes I think the scare is also whatever it is they put on. Sometimes usually isn't what...
Yeah, sometimes it's different. You can see, if you go on the internet sometimes, you see someone ordered a dress and something entirely different comes. So that's the main problem.
There also comes a time when a company is faced with a sell it or shut down scenario, talking about acquisition, and when we have, on the other hand, startups as well. Does acquisition in this case solve any peculiar problems in the e-commerce sector?
Acquisition can help sometimes if the person acquiring has a similar vision to what you have. So sometimes acquisition can help and sometimes it doesn't. If the person acquiring doesn't have your vision, there ends up being, disagreements, and that can end up being the end of that particular business.
Let's talk about new startups. What are the takeaways for new entrants into e-commerce, for example, and has technology helped?
For e-commerce, it has helped. It has come a long way from back in the days. People are starting to open up to the idea of e-commerce. There are different technologies that help, like stuff like visual aids, like people seeing what they're buying, the exact measurements. So when we implement tech into this, for instance, there's some websites that offer you a product designer if it's something that is a custom make. So you have a product designer for that. So there are different technologies that help with this.
Tell us about some of the challenges perhaps facing young startups trying to survive against all odds. We know, of course, there's a huge problem of funding.
Yes. Funding being the major one, number one. That's one. Another challenge is not having a good plan, not having a good business plan. Like most of the big companies that we have, if you go to them with an idea, the first thing they will tell you is, "Where's your business plan?" So that's one of the other major things that hampers the startups.
There's also perhaps that of sustainability and profitability. Why do you think startups are on the rise, and when they are, after just a couple of months or even years, they just fizzle out?
Yes, that to me mostly is because when people start something new, they set a standard, and most of the time they don't keep up to that standard. So the standard falls short, and then that also affects the profitability and the sustainability of the business.
Is there a scare that huge organizations might want to swoop in and take over?
The only scare is if they come with a good plan. If they come with a good plan, there is a bit of a scare, and there's also room for cooperation. So it's a 50-50.
All right, thank you so much, Peter Coe, Program Director, Hot Media, for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
And Kenyan explorers, well, Wamuyu and Dos have sold all they have except their BMW motorbikes to take off on a world tour. The 3-year journey is one that few Africans have done before. They say they want to tell the story of their country and show others that they can explore the world too.
Dos and Wamuyu Kuruki are the first Kenyan couple to set out on a journey around the world on motorcycles. They sold everything, left their 2 children, family and friends, for an adventure that will take them 3 years to complete. First stop, Uganda, then Rwanda, and there the couple tells us why they left everything behind to travel the world on wheels.
2 main reasons. The first reason is we really enjoy adventure. My wife and I are very outgoing and we love touring the world on our motorcycles. The second reason is we are traveling the world as Kenyans and as Africans. We want to tell the story of Africa, not by other people who come, but as Africans we want to tell the story.
While in Rwanda, they're received by friends and well-wishers, shared a meal and talked about their plans to see the world. This is another highlight of the trip, meeting new people and experiencing a home away from home.
There's so many things that we know, but majority is actually what we don't know is a surprise to us. A lot of them are a surprise to us, but in Africa, Namibia is a really place we are looking forward to ride in Namibia and experience the deserts and all that. Antarctica is another place that is very exciting for us.
Their journey, which took 2 years to plan, will take them to all 7 continents. In Africa, they'll proceed to Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Botswana, Namibia and South Africa before heading to South America. Riding a motorcycle around the world is a popular adventure among thrill seekers and explorers from many parts of the world, but only a few have come from Africa. Kenya has a vibrant riding community that has helped members, Dos and Wamuyu, raise the funds for the expedition. The trip is expected to cost 25 million Kenyan shillings, and they set out on July the 3rd.
And that's Network Africa for the week. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.